If you're like most Americans, you work hard for your money. You trade your precious time, energy, and even your effort for a paycheck. And guess what? About 80% of Americans get almost all their income this way. But here's the kicker. The wealthiest 1%, they don't make their money like most people. They flipped the script. Their money works for them. Sound impossible? It's not. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to make that switch from being an earner to becoming an owner, so your money starts working for you, not the other way around. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the brutal truth. If you're an earner, whether you make $50,000 a year or $500,000 a year, you're trading time for dollars. When you stop working, the money stops flowing. And the system? It's often rigged against you. Hardworking people making money from a paycheck get hit with the highest tax rates. The more you work, the more you earn, the more taxes you pay. You might see 20%, sometimes close to 40% of your extra earnings disappear into taxes. As income grows for earners, they often find themselves moving into higher tax brackets, seeing a larger portion of their earnings disappear, which can be demotivating. But here's where it gets wild. Owners play by totally different rules. They get massive tax breaks. Think about special tax treatment for investment gains instead of regular income rates. They have many more deductions they can claim, especially if they own a business or real estate. Owners can even lower their taxable income by claiming depreciation on assets that are actually increasing in value. They can defer taxes indefinitely simply by not selling their assets, and when they pass away, their heirs receive assets with a step-up basis, effectively wiping out decades of appreciation from the tax collector forever. The result? America's wealthiest households sometimes pay effective tax rates as low as about 3%. Imagine that. Low-income earners pay 13%, the middle class pays 9%, and the wealthiest 1% of owners, they pay just under 3%. It's why you hear stories about famous billionaires paying a lower tax rate than their own secretaries. And to add insult to injury, the tax collectors often go after earners. 99% of wage taxes are collected automatically through payroll deductions before you even see the money. But $600 billion in owed taxes goes unpaid every year, and it's all from ownership income, not wages. Why? Because auditing complex owner structures with multiple entities is tough, and the system is set up to favor those who own assets. This is why being an earner feels like a hamster wheel. You run harder, but you're not moving forward. Owners, they're riding an escalator, moving up effortlessly. And it's not just taxes. Most economic policies are designed to boost owners, not help you build wealth. When the government lowers interest rates to stimulate the economy, who wins? Owners. Stock prices soar, real estate values climb, and businesses become more valuable. If you already own these things, you get richer automatically. But if you're an earner trying to buy your first home or invest, those same low interest rates just made everything more expensive and harder to afford. Even things like creating new money out of thin air, a process known as quantitative easing, inflates asset prices across the board. Great for those with a portfolio of stocks and real estate, terrible if you're an earner watching your hard-earned cash lose its purchasing power. It truly feels like the system consistently pulls every economic lever in favor of those who already own assets, leaving earners to foot the bill with higher costs and reduced buying power. Then there's the biggest limitation for earners: your time. There are only 24 hours in a day, and you can only work so many of them before you burn out. No matter how skilled you are or how high your hourly rate gets, your income has a hard ceiling because it's tied directly to your personal time and effort. Even highly skilled professionals with extensive education and experience often find their options for increased income limited to working more hours, often sacrificing personal time and well-being, eventually reaching physical and mental limits. As an earner, you're always trading hours for dollars. Owners, their assets work around the clock. Stocks pay dividends while they sleep. Rental properties collect rent whether they're on vacation or at home. Business profits accumulate without their constant direct involvement. This is why making the switch is so important. So, how do you make the switch? It comes down to three crucial steps. First, you've got to change your mindset. Stop thinking like an earner who only focuses on raises and climbing the corporate ladder. Start thinking like an owner who focuses on assets, appreciation, and tax efficiency. Instead of asking, how can I get a raise? Ask, what asset should I buy so my money can work harder? Spend your time researching investments, not the latest gadgets. And here's a tough one. You need to change who you associate with. If you're surrounded by people who only talk about their jobs, seek out connections with those who think like owners. The conversations are completely different. Second, understand the game-changing asset classes. You can start incredibly small. Level 1, index funds and exchange-traded funds or ETFs. You can become a partial owner of hundreds of companies with as little as $1. This gives you instant diversification and requires zero expertise. Want a taste of real estate without the landlord headaches? Look into real estate investment trusts or REITs. Level 2, direct real estate ownership. This is where you unlock major tax advantages, cash flow, and appreciation. You can even use smart debt to boost your returns, though always be careful with debt. Level 3, business ownership. Whether you start your own or buy into an existing one, this offers the most powerful tax strategies and unlimited potential for growth. Third, take action and be consistent. Start small. Even if you can only invest $100 a month, just start. Build the habit. Set up automatic transfers so that a portion of your paycheck goes directly into buying assets before you even see it. As your income grows, resist the urge to buy a fancier car or a bigger apartment. Instead, funnel every extra dollar, every raise, every bonus, every tax refund into buying more assets. And then you wait. The magic happens when your assets start generating more income than your day job. That's the tipping point. You won't have to quit your job right away, but you'll have options. You'll have the freedom to take risks, pursue your passions, or just have the peace of mind that comes with financial independence. You'll be working by choice, not out of necessity. That's the ultimate goal, buying back your freedom and your time while building lasting wealth. This journey from earner to owner isn't an overnight sprint. It's a consistent effort that truly compounds over time. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you on your path to financial freedom. If you found this valuable, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for more insights, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. See you next time!